This is a video series on how English language heads of departments and teachers can apply the 6 principles of English language teaching and learning, and the 6 teaching processes in planning their school's English language curriculum, developing lessons and materials, and making decisions about how to teach English. In this series, 2 teachers, Ms. Sulastri Suyot and Ms. Sam Karman, talk about how they applied ACoLADE thoughtfully and flexibly when making decisions and taking deliberate action as they teach to support students' learning. Sulastri and Karman will make references to their Secondary 2 Express and Secondary 2 Normal Technical classrooms respectively. In this video, they speak about how they applied the ACoLADE processes of guiding discovery and instructing explicitly, while bearing in mind the CLLIPS principles. Guiding discovery.
You need to take into account what they have previously acquired, what they already know, and then extend that knowledge to new grounds.
So they can apply whatever they have experienced before in terms of skills.
And that is one way we scaffold their learning because they don't approach a text, with no prior knowledge at all. Be very specific, okay? When you use words, right, when writers write, they have a choice what word they want to use to convey their idea. Okay, so if you look at this, is there one word here that you feel captures everything? Then you might also want to consider how they start their paragraph, how they conclude their paragraph, if there is a conclusion to the paragraph. Okay, we have talked about what makes a paragraph a good paragraph. Remember last year's lessons? Yeah. So think about that, okay? Because when you're writing, right, you have a choice.
Guiding discovery.
Which one, in your humble opinion, is the best?
The group.
Which one? That group, the other group? Oh, why do you say that?
Because they use many phrases which allows the reader to create a vivid image in the brain.
Ah, so they're able to visualize,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Why is it important to visualize, Regan?
To understand the point better,
Okay.
to understand the paragraph better.
I see, okay. So when you ask questions, you are actually checking your own understanding, right? And if we teach them questions or question starters like what makes you say that, then they will particularly look for pieces of evidence to support their understanding.
Yeah.
Yes, they will have to provide the evidence to support their understanding, and that is usually followed by an explanation.
Guiding discovery. In the process of guiding students' discovery of what is to be learned, the teacher can facilitate a supportive learning environment by structuring and managing procedures and resources for learning.
Discovery is very powerful because the learning is more authentic.
So it comes from them.
Yeah, it comes from them, and you find that they will remember better. And what is beautiful about this stage is that you can have different viewpoints. Yes, and you get to hear them asking each other, and that's sort of peer feedback, isn't it? When they ask, what makes you say that? So they're beginning to sort of evaluate their own understanding of the text.
And I think when we break them up into groups, it allows the teacher to go to weaker students in specific groups to be able to offer more help and to interact with those students by giving them feedback so that they can then work on that feedback and make improvements immediately to their work.
And while you're doing that, right, with the weaker learners, then you start asking questions, you start prompting them, and you're actually cueing them. Yes, so that they can be more focused and more guided. And I guess that's how their confidence level increases, especially when they get it, it's like eureka moment for them.
When teachers guide discovery, the learning is generally student-led, and the teacher acts as a facilitator, asking questions to steer the learning at critical points and facilitating a supportive learning environment. This works well for group-based learning, and for topics or concepts that students can acquire understanding through a process of teacher-facilitated discovery. At certain points in a lesson or unit, there will be skills, learner strategies or processes that require a teacher's direct and systematic explanation and clarification. Instructing explicitly.
Just now we were doing who and how many questions. Now I'm going to focus on when, where, why, what and how questions, because they all have one thing in common. And this is what Daniel pointed out yesterday. Remember yesterday we made a mistake with one of the questions and you told us to add a do or a did. Remember? Okay? So I'll just tell you very quickly here. Let's understand that this is how we're going to structure the question. Okay? Local enthusiasts organized the competition this year. So I found the information. What they did was to organize the competition. That is an action. Okay? So to ask my question, I start my question with a question word. So in this case, it's what? And then I have to change my question to, I have to form my question using this structure. What did the local enthusiasts do? So I take out the information that I want them to give me, which is about organizing the competition, and then I structure my question this way by starting with the question word and adding a did after that. Okay?
The teacher can also help students become clear about a skill, learner strategy, process or topic by giving examples or illustrations of it. Instructing explicitly. For example, in helping her students better understand the word windstorm in a vocabulary-focused lesson, Solastri had her student demonstrate how someone might struggle to walk in a windstorm.
Do you think you would be able to walk in a windstorm, Nas?
No.
Alright, imagine strong winds, okay? Woo, woo, woo. So Nas, you wouldn't be seated like that, Nas. Okay, so how would you move in Antarctica? Okay, class, let's do the sound effect. Ready? Yes! Yes! Did you see that? Thank you, Nas. You're such a good sport. Give him a round of applause, please.
Besides exemplification, teachers can also clarify students' understanding through analyzing and questioning their assumptions. For example, when Solastri asked her students, "What makes you say that?" she may uncover students' unspoken assumptions. Then she could lead them to analyze these assumptions and to think more critically about how they are learning.
My question to you right now is, what makes you say that? What was it like to predict what you are about to read? So what kind of assumption would naturally come into your mind?
You've just been introduced to guiding discovery and instructing explicitly. They are two of the 6 teaching processes of ACoLADE. Together with the 6 principles of EL teaching and learning, or CLLIPS, they are used by teachers in making decisions about teaching for learning in the EL classroom.